So, Hogwarts Legacy is the #1 selling game on every platform at the moment. It's #1 on PlayStation, #1 on Xbox, and #1 on Steam. And in today's video, I want to take a look at why that is and why a boycott for this game will never work. Many people grew up with the Harry Potter franchise. Whether you have just seen the movies, read the books, or if you're a full-blown Potterhead, you've heard of it. I know myself and my family, we would go and see the movies in the cinema, and my mum and brother would read all of the books as soon as they were released. So I'm very familiar with the franchise. But why is it loved by so many? Well, to answer that, it's the same reason that people love Marvel, DC, Lord of the Rings, and any fantasy world really. It's because these movies give you a brief window into worlds that aren't bound by the same rules as ours. And things can happen in these worlds that could never happen in ours. However, in my opinion, the world of Harry Potter is a little bit different. And that's because it almost feels like it could be possible. Not that you're going to be casting magic spells in your room if you try hard enough, but because the magical world of witchcraft and wizardry is hidden from everybody else by the Ministry of Magic, whose job is to literally hide it from the normal world, it makes it very easy to believe without having to do any mental gymnastics. They also use a lot of real world places to make it feel familiar, and they have an answer to pretty much everything to do with why normal people wouldn't know about it. But besides the world itself, the story of Harry Potter grows as the characters do. You literally see Harry grow from a boy into a man, and by the time you're at the end of the movies, you've gone from a fun world of magic to the darker side of it. The movies were released over a 10-year span, so a lot of people were kids when they started watching it, and adults by the end of it, giving people a sense of a world that grows as they do. On the other hand, this game may be set in the same world, but it's before the story of Harry Potter even begins. It's set a few hundred years before Harry is born, in a time where we don't know much about and have only had minor references to. So it gives the game room to build a story we've never heard before, with references and things that aren't fully explored in the movies or books, which for big fans of the franchise, it gives them a reason to dive back into and explore. And for them, that's more than enough. But why buy the game if you're not the biggest fan of Harry Potter? To really answer that question, I think we need to take a look at the state of modern gaming. I know a lot of people share the same view as me when I say we haven't had many good games released over the past few years. And that's because games are being released unfinished without proper care given to them. They aren't tested properly, they're filled with bugs, glitches, and just feel lazy. We've all seen the state of Cyberpunk, Battlefield 2042, COD Vanguard, Halo Infinite. I could go on all day. But the main reason that we have games in this state is because the publishers of these titles are pushing out games as fast as they can to meet deadlines, with the expectation that they will fix them after release, which is just unacceptable. But at this point, it's something we've come to expect. This is what makes Hogwarts Legacy different in my opinion, because it seems like the people that are making it are taking their time to truly make something that they are proud of. They've pushed back the release date multiple times now, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It means unlike everyone else, they really want to deliver something great. And from what we've heard and seen from the trailers, it really does seem like they're paying attention to even the smallest details and staying faithful to the source material, as well as expanding on it. They've also taken the time to build a massive world which doesn't feel empty but feels like a proper open world game that you want to explore, with little secrets and lore to discover everywhere. And to top it all off, the game's graphics look amazing. Also, the simple fact that you're able to just use dark magic and cast unforgivable curses looks awesome. So clearly, this highly anticipated game will give any gamer an immersive playthrough with lots to do. And for once, this is a game that I've been looking forward to, and it doesn't seem like it's going to disappoint. For those of you that have been living under a rock, the reason why there is a boycott behind this game is J K Rowling is a known transphobe and has had a lot of bad things to say about the trans community. Because of this, some people were saying that if you support the game, you are a transphobe as well, and you're guilty by association. People have gone as far as attacking the devs of the game who've spent years making it, and anyone connected to the franchise, which is by far the dumbest thing I've heard in a while. The game isn't even made by her, and just because it's in a world that she created, doesn't mean they agree with her points of view. If you're stupid enough to believe that, then you probably shouldn't play the game and spend some time educating yourself on how the world works. If guilty by association worked this way, you could literally tie that to anything. Most of your electronics were made by slave labour and children. The food you eat is made by underpaid people. Does that mean that you think people should be underpaid and forced to work? If you played any game by Activision and Blizzard, does that mean that you condone sexual harassment in the workplace? No. The simple fact is, the reason people are buying this game is not because everyone hates trans people, it's because it looks like a good game made by a good dev team that cares about the product, and most people can rub more than 2 brain cells together and separate the author of the books from the people making the game. So if you're buying the game, let me know in the comments why you're buying it. Smash the like button, subscribe for more content. Thank you very much. Bye for now.